everyone. I hope everyone had a good day today. I hope everyone had a good week in between this and the last stream. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about getting back into some more City Skylines. Like the title says, I'm kind of looking forward to applying what we learned from last episode. So basically, if you watched the last stream, I was just kind of fooling around, ended up rolling it all back. I did come in and add this little lake feature here. Did it nicely instead of like the craziness that I did before. So I got that done. As you can see, there was still some water that kind of rolled through and flooded some of our streets here. Hey, how you doing tonight? I don't know if you heard my little preamble here, but I kind of reset everything back. But I did put the lake back, but it looks nice. So I think what I want to do tonight is I want to finish this all the way around and get that all done, and that'll hopefully give us enough residential to kind of go back up here and work out this oiling section. I think from what I've learned, yeah, that pollution is just not going away. I've come to terms with that. I think what I want to try when I go to do the oil over here is to just space them out and not make them as concentrated as I did here. And a lot of this, I think, is this area right here where I've got the garbage incinerators and the oil and all the power generation. I think that's kind of hurting everything. So we'll play around with that in a little bit. The other thing I can't forget is I think I have to do bus lines up here. I think that's part of the reason that these people are complaining about workers. I think that when I put that bus line in up there, that fixed that. But I think maybe we'll do that at the end, because that way I can come back and I can kind of add this into the bus loop and do this section and whatever oil I put in over here. So, yeah. So let's get started with some roads. Let me take out these trees so that they don't live in the background here. We're doing 2-lane. So Mac, how have you been? I haven't been able to catch any of your streams recently. I've been crazy busy. Have you got your new mic up and going? good. It's whoops, it's getting to the point where it's and there are things going on every week, but can't complain. It's better than sitting inside. Alright, so I've got the one way is kind of feeding in this way. I don't know what I feel about the parking. I might try to sneak in a few lots in a couple of areas. That's not bad for me though, because I can usually catch it while I'm working. Alright, what am I doing? Let me do all the roads, I think, first, and then I can fill in with some zoning and figure out what exactly I want to do as far as the parking situation goes. Nice. Yeah, it's 2 out, right? Yeah, 2 nodes out. And one thing that I need to switch before I forget about it is I want to take these commercial and move them. What I'm thinking about doing is making almost like a shopping center, and just don't know where I want to put it right now. Maybe if I extend this down, I can put it kind of back here. I don't know, I'll have to think about that. But I want to move this, probably make this whole area high density residential, and then I can take the commercial out because this gives a lot of noise pollution even though they're high-rise buildings. Keep hoping one of these weeks I can sneak in another night and maybe play, stream a little bit of EverQuest again or something different. This is gonna go this way. Unfortunately, I also kind of feel like I should keep going with this because this game is much easier to stream. I don't have to constantly be thinking about what I'm doing. And if I make a mistake, it doesn't cost me a death in 20 minutes of running back to where I was. Start kind of thinking about how I think I have like a 1 by. It's 2 by 4. That's not gonna fit. It's a 1 by 3. That'll fit here. Right? Oh, that's right. I always have trouble getting these things to behave. That's gonna kill the building. Fill this in. Just destroy that. That'll kind of fill back in nicely. That's kind of the thing that I kind of toss around is EverQuest I'm pretty knowledgeable about, but it's hard for me to play and talk at the same time. With this game, I have no clue what I'm doing, but I feel like I can play it while talking. So, I'm not so sure which one's better. I have streamed it, and it's gone alright. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's the other part of the problem is right now one of my characters is kind of stuck in a zone that I thought was going to be, because I mean, that's, you know, an MMORPG, and so I went to this place thinking that I was going to be there by myself, and I was terribly mistaken. And every time I log in, it's full. And so but when I've been in spots where it isn't full or I can get a group right away, it's gone alright. When I am not in a group, the whole me trying to explain what I'm doing goes a lot better, but the action of me being in the group is probably a little bit more interesting than, I don't know. I'm not completely sure that's the truth. But it's also definitely a game that, if you've never played it, it's probably impossible to watch. It's probably impossible to watch for people that really enjoy it. And I don't think I'm going to zone on the roundabout, partly because I think that I might have to make this bigger once this area kind of takes off. I've heard it described as kind of World of Warcraft when it first came out. I don't know, I never played any of those games. Like, I played EverQuest, and then I kind of stopped playing video games for a while, so I missed all of that. And the server that I play on is what they call an emulation server, so it emulates actually the time period that I played in, which is kind of cool. Alright, so I think that looks good. Let's come in and see if we can't sneak maybe like a park or something in along this area. Oh, I remember. It does kind of stick in my mind the last time I tried doing that, and I was having trouble because the park looked funky on the circle. That's right. Okay, so maybe I'll do the walkways like I did last time and just put a bunch of trees in there and some props and whatnot. So that means I think I want to use some of this area for parks, some of the flat areas. How big is this? Oh, this isn't that big. But it's going to have trouble because it's not going to fit. Okay. Put this down, but it's got to be rotated. It's got to go off of this one, I think. Still not right. Still not right. There we go. And why didn't it work when it was like that? That's crazy. Okay. New plan. Before I start really feeling bad about all the money I'm wasting. Do that. And then we'll put something else over there. That's huge. This one. There we go. And now we can do our walkways. Maybe curve it to kind of go along. spot where I think I'd like the path to go. Let's see. Or if I turn the snaps off, if that helps. Real? I think that's what I wanted, I just went out too far. I like that. The only thing I'm not sure about is if, I know I offset some of these parks, if them being different everywhere is going to look okay. Let's see. I don't think that bothers me, but I can't promise that I'm not going to change it. I think that's going to be the where I land on these right now. Yeah, and this one's going to be really weird because I think it's just going to be super close. Just the way that park is. Something like that. So that one will kind of actually serve a purpose of kind of connecting people there. Now the hope is once I get the trees and everything in, they won't look so hand-drawn in. Alright. So let's see. Let's start with some benches. I have to look into downloading a few more props. I found that I really like placing them, I just don't have that many of them. just 2 on that one, because I can't really find another section where it's going to look nice. I think over here I do want to put like a picnic table, because this is kind of like a type of a park where I think that there would be a couple of picnic tables kind of on the outskirts. Just a couple of trash bins. It's something that did not survive. That's right. A stream I built this all up. Might go and do that at the end again. Alright, let me do the trees. Then I can go back and do the other sections. Those are huge trees. Maybe a couple of pine trees and we can call it good. Pine trees I think they're all considered big trees. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that when I go into the workshop and find some more props, that I find more water features. I really think that's what I'm lacking the most, I feel like, is... That's why I went on the whole thing with the, that little pond in the one roundabout. Guess we'll leave it at 3. This just got that corner park. So we can zone that. We'll just make sure we leave the trees only in here, so that I don't have trees running through here. Pine trees. Call that good. I do need something in the center of this, but I think I'm going to hold off on that for right now. In fact, I think I might do the other 2 sides once everything kind of fills in. So I like being able to kind of get a better idea of what the buildings look like before I start adding all that in. So I think we'll let this run, so those can start coming in. Maybe we can do a little bit of shifting gears and move over to the industrial area. So I think what I want to do is I think I want to add a line of farms. Because after putting all those buildings down, they're going to start wanting industrial soon. I almost feel like just doing that whole thing and putting kind of like a tree line in between everything. Maybe extending that all the way, so coming in and dezoning like that, so I can throw the tree line just connected all the way through to the street. We'll see how that works. Okay, so now for the oil industry. I think I want to bring the road in and kind of turn it. And then just have it kind of follow the coastline up here. I don't think I want to connect it to the highway right here. Down the road I might change my mind, depending on how much this produces. Start with a little bit of grade road. Then we can kind of curve it along. Maybe up to 15. That way this can kind of skirt. Needs a little bit more bend. And then it kind of skirts the bottom of the resources, and then I can bring it. I guess I'll bring it back parallel to the highway here. And like I said, it'll just kind of come back and hug the coastline here. Now the idea that I have with this is that when I go to zone this, I'm going to only zone in like this block and then leave this block open. And I mean, it's still going to cause pollution, but at least it hopefully won't look as bad as down here does. That's at least my intention. I think I'm going to go just a few areas at a time. first, and then I'll work out getting power over there. Ooh, let me district it first, because if I don't do that, that would be... I guess that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Alright, so that's that. Now we can go in and zone it. And I think, because I'm going to try and take the power off of this logging area here, we'll fill in some of this. And maybe I can grab it off of the back of that once that fills in. Do it like that, maybe. And that. Maybe one up here. And then just go in and spam a bunch of trees. That was interesting. Like something was moving in there. Oh, how was the power generation going? Oh, that's fine. Alright, so that's going to start filling in. Oh, commercial. That's right. I wanted to de-zone this. And then try to figure out where I want to put commercial area. Maybe I can kind of sneak it in here. I'm working on it, guy. Alright. I'm just trying to get set in my head how big I want it. Alright, let's try doing something like this. Can I get a 90-degree angle there? No. this area. We'll worry about that in a little bit. We'll zone down here and then we'll figure out those crazy curves in a minute. First, maybe along this side, and then zone in this way. So maybe something like, oh, this thing's ginormous. The thing I do like about this is I think it forces the traffic to come in this way, so people aren't trying to... Yeah, I don't like that. Let's zone it. Zone it high density. thing I think I'd like to do is kind of take trees around the outside of the shopping center. Maybe just like a line of pine trees. I'm pretty sure that when I tested to see if this did anything for like noise pollution or anything, it didn't have that effect, but I think it feels a little bit more realistic because you have like one of these big just shopping centers. Usually they have like, I mean usually it's because they're clearing all the trees out to put the shopping center in, but having the trees kind of like that makes it feel a little bit more realistic, like as you're going around it. And it'll look okay once it fills in. Might look at, oh, I was kind of hoping I'd be able to take out some of the power lines, but that doesn't look like it's going to be the case. Okay. Alright, how's this doing up here? Looks good. I like how that looks. And there is a little bit of pollution here, but it's definitely not as bad as it is down here. Traffic seems to be flowing pretty well. Okay. I think it might be bus route time. I did unlock trains, but I want to say that when I looked at it, the closest train I'd have to buy like 2 tiles to be able to get to it, so I think I'm gonna still kind of hold off on that. Now that I have this section though, I think I do want to kind of route the metro line kind of down to incorporate at least one stop somewhere right in here in that circle. Okay, so what needs... Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I think that I'm going to make one line that starts here and then comes out around and kind of goes around the outside of the oiling district. One that comes and just goes around the outside of the forestry district. And then I'm going to take another one that kind of just goes around here and then kind of up through here. Maybe down through here too. Alright, so let's do the industrial sections first. I think I want it to connect. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I know I talked about it, but I don't know if I actually figured out, whoop. Gotta create a new line here. Oh. I think that if I run it into one of the stops here, I think it makes like a transfer point. What I need to do is make sure that I'm connecting. I don't think it's as big of a deal if I don't connect to the green line. but I want to connect it to the red line, and I want to connect it to this cyan or whatever you call it. So, no. I want to start a new one, but I don't want to start it on this side of the street. Create one here. Yeah, it's gonna make me go around. But I've got a cyan stop right there. Then I need to do red. I can maybe grab red on the way back. Have a stop there. Picked up red there. Did I already do the green? Forget if I did or not. No, I did the cyan, I did red. But I think green was the one that I said that I didn't need as bad. Alright. So we'll leave it, and then on the way back, if we happen to hit one, I'll call that good. Yeah, I'd like to think that, because that makes sense, like if the two stopped running into each other, that you could transfer over, and that would make it just as convenient without having to just pepper like the entire city with each and every line. But I don't even know how I would be able to completely check and make sure that that's the case. I don't know. Green stop. And then I can complete this line. And then let's change this. Yellow. Alright. And then we've got one more to put down. I know that this looks like a mess right now, but that always happens when you put the new line in. Around the 2-lane. And maybe I'd like to stop there. Bring this up. neighborhood, for a better, lack of a better term, and bring that on up. So stops like that, but then I need to go back and here. Connect it there. Connect it there. There, and then just finish the line. I think that works. And we'll change that color to purple. And let's come in and fix our metro. Maybe in one of these areas that I haven't done yet. I don't think I can fit them in between the walkways like I was hoping. Perfect. And I know that it's kind of terribly inefficient, but I still kind of like the idea of how it's a straight line. If you've ever been to Buffalo, kind of has a subway like this, and I believe that Paris is also like this. Maybe Paris has like an east-west and then a north-south line, but they're not as complicated as, like, say, you know, New York City or Boston. Add a new stop. No problem. Have a good night. Thanks for coming out and hanging out. Yeah, I was in my 20s when I went to New York, so I don't know how I would feel about it now, but it was pretty fun back then. I want to redo this line. I wonder if maybe the easier way to do it, whoops, isn't to delete the lines and then redo what? Yeah, they're gonna be upset for a minute, but that's alright. Just run them back and forth, like we did last time. Make it nice and simple like that. Well, that's good. We, the only time I've ever been in New York City was for New Year's, and which is weird because we never even went down to Times Square. It was just, that's where we went. We hung out in bars kind of in Brooklyn. And yeah, lots of drunk people, me not knowing where I'm going and not realizing that some of those lines shut down at certain points at night. But yeah, but I won't keep you. Have a good night, and I will hopefully see you the next time. Try to catch you the next time you're streaming. Okay, so I think I want to kind of rework how I had this this high school from last time. Other thing, I wish that would stop happening. The other thing that I would like to play with is a key. Key. I'm kind of developing some kind of riverfront, I guess it would be referred to as. But the problem is it's going to have to be to the right side of these pumps, because everything to this side is not going to look nice. And then you start getting into like industry over here anyway. So that's something that I should think about, is how I want to develop. Oh, and that'll be nice if I do it this way. There's like this cool little island here that I'm not necessarily probably going to develop on, but that'll look nice from here. But kind of as I was saying before, I kind of like this. It's almost like a neighborhood to kind of wrap around, and then maybe wrap this way. Am I losing water? That's interesting. I'm losing water here. When I was playing around with this, there was a point where when I filled this dried up, and afterwards, the reason I thought that happened is that I had pulled this train down so far in order to get the water to not just kill everything, that it changed. I don't know if sea level is the right term for it, but it changed where I think the game thought the water was supposed to be, and that's why this dried up. But I do know that there is a mechanic that if you pull out too much water from a certain area, that it will reverse a river, and it will make the river flow the opposite way. Interesting. That almost looks like an abandoned quarry. It's the first thing people see when they come into the town. The abandoned quarry of Rockville. Alright. So before I get too distracted by that, how close are we to... We've got some area here. One thing that I don't want to forget about are services. I think... So fire safety's not too bad. 30%. Do I have a fire station? I don't think that I do. But I kind of want to put a little guy there. Garbage is a thing, huh? Why is that a thing? So I think we can actually probably scale back on some of these. Let's just take out one for now and see how that works. Alright, so next is police. That still looks pretty good. I don't think I'm gonna put another one in. And health. Yeah. Might be nice to put like a hospital there. Alright, so I think I'm going to take my 6-lane down.
You are this universe, and you are creating at every moment. Because you see, it starts now. It didn't begin in the past. There was no past. You'll never find it there. Things are not explained by the past. They're explained by what happens now. That creates the past. You begin to
Pull some water pipes down. I think I'm gonna just zone down here. So it'll get me a little bit of residential without. The whole reason that I've started to think about this is because I want to start closing the gap on this and get to the next level, because I could really use a crematorium, because that's full. about halfway. I think I should probably put one more in. They are kind of big. Oh, they did put another one up here. How's this one doing? Oh, that one's good. Alright. We'll leave that then. I think that's good.
And we have not realized, therefore, that our environment is not something other than ourselves.
Why are those purple buses just kind of hanging? Oh. It's a little weird. Okay. Alright. So I think I will run the street the rest of the way over. That's a 2-lane that I can bring down. And then I will zone. Industrial. Maybe I'll just kind of mirror what I'm doing here. Bring down office that way. And there. And on this side of the street, we can continue with that. Let me just bring this down a little bit so that I don't have any gaps in the water. I guess there's no reason why I can't just do high density all along here. Maybe leave a gap here and see if I can't put a parking lot of some sort. Did I hit it? I missed. That's alright. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Now I'm not so sure if I want to do high density on this side or something different. I think I'll hold off on that and see kind of how this develops, whether I want to keep bringing that down. So in that fashion, let's do another parking lot here. I need to get a few more different types of parking lots. Like that, and then some office space. Hmm. Alright, let's do the school and get that done. So I don't spend the next 20 minutes talking about it like I'm going to and then never get around to actually doing it. So I think if I have a parking lot here, kind of leave the ability to put a path. I think before I had this path that kind of came around that. One question that I should think about is whether or not I want this avenue to come down. Which I might want to. I might want that to come down, and then that way it can kind of follow the coastline. That might be kind of cool. And I think there was a point where I moved these and almost immediately regretted moving them because I knew that they went from being in the way to being in the way. Alright. I think I'm gonna leave that for some other time's problem. But I do want to extend this down because I do have all intentions of continuing that. I think I want to do trees. That's what I'm thinking. And that way I can put, well, why don't I path it first? We'll put the path in first. Let's take off all the snaps because I think I have more luck doing it that way. So we'll kind of bring it straight back. The other thing that I want to put in is a basketball court. Wish this acted like a street so I could put it off of here. Kind of just assuming that the cars would pull in to here. And one thing I can do is put it over here. Kind of like that. Alright, more paths. This is like a real tight radius. Kind of get us around the building. And then kind of just go straight.
I can't see anything if I don't think
Kind of looking this over, maybe just have the path come like this. take some of these flowering trees. Kind of nicely space them along the path here. Something different kind of along there, but continue these down along this way. Props here and toss down some benches. Maybe along this side, right? A couple along here. And then I'm thinking a line of bushes kind of along this side. Wait. Tables. That's funny how big the picnic tables are compared to the the playground is really for anybody that has like miniature dogs that they like to bring to the park and dress up in dresses, and then the benches are for regular human beings. It's either that or the benches, the picnic tables are for Paul Bunyan, and this is for average people. It's one or the other. Okay. Maybe just line these up with the park benches. Right, I was gonna do bushes, weren't I? And I got distracted. Oh, those are the huge ones, aren't they? Let's say in the small. Yeah, there we go. down. And I think I'm gonna call this little project done. I feel like there should be something here, but maybe I can fill that in once I figure out, you know, what is going on over here. I do believe I was thinking about putting another small development in here, but now that I think about it, I bet that these are tossing out some noise pollution. Oh, but it only goes out to here. Interesting. Maybe those trees do help. I mean, like, that's really rad. And I mean, some of these are barely picking up a little bit, but it's... The other thing I need to think about is once I do get water treatment, I think I'm gonna move this whole operation maybe over here or something. There's traffic in here. Traffic here is not bad. Going to work. Look at how many people there are. Wow. Alright. Alright, so I think next I'm going to I was about to say what I'd like to do next is kind of start noodling this out, but I think I'm going to leave this alone. I think I really need to kind of think about how I want this to look. I am all out of water there. That's crazy. Should probably go the other way with this. Make it into a small hill and put some flowers on it. That's disappointing that the water didn't work out. Now let's do that. While I am thinking of it... Whoa. Why is that a thing? think when I goof around with water or the train like that, it definitely does something with the river that goes through. Yikes. I think I'm gonna take out that train mod that I subscribe to, because it's... I mean, I was able to make this pretty nicely with the vanilla tool. And the only reason that I got it was because it gave me the ability of putting water in, but that seems to be so flaky. I'd rather not fool around with it. This is starting to look a little bit... wonder if I shouldn't... maybe make like a roundabout here or something? I don't know. Or I could upgrade this road to be a... a 4-lane. How's this going?
It reminded me of my dog,
I wonder.
She died around
This should show me the imports and outputs. Oh, yeah.
March.
Imports and exports. Sure it does. I just have to find oil. You really are. Interesting. Okay. Well, I think since I've come to a point where I'm getting very indecisive, I think what I'll do, okay, this is the game plan. We'll come in, we will zone this, and this. I like that tree line. I almost feel like just coming in and throwing another line of trees like right down the middle of these two here. And then maybe doing something similar here. Taking out that street. Putting this. Oh wait, that is much too big street. Oh, I got all the guides off. Let's come in. No, let's zone it first. And then we can come back and put trees in. Once it fills in a little bit. Build those in. I do kind of want to put a little bit more commercial. Maybe on this corner? It's going to be a thing with power, isn't it? Water's all set. Yeah, there's still just, there's a lot more pollution than I was hoping. What's the deal with this place?
I don't love you.
It's so odd. It's like a place that got half picked over or something. I think I'm gonna hold off on this area. Yeah, I think that I'm getting close to being done as far as building tonight. I think before I go any further, I kind of want to think out the direction over here. And I want to... I do kind of like how this turned out. I think if I can fit it, I might put like a small... This is what I need. really need a plaza that doesn't require me to destroy anything. Which that's not gonna happen. Alright. So original idea, some kind of a park. Japanese garden. Small playground? No. Man, these things are just so ginormous. So yeah, like I was saying, like just like a Japanese garden. But I kind of like how this turned out, although I think what I would like to do is I would like to replicate that on the other side of the street here. But when I go to do that, I think I'm gonna put like 2 parking lots. Maybe download more parking lots and just make like the whole front end of it parking lot, and then kind of fill the back end with commercial. Alright, so I think to end off tonight, what I would like to try doing is coming in and could usually turn off the nighttime, but nighttime does look cool. So I thought that I would re-enable that. And maybe speed up time a little bit. Pull in so that we can kind of see it. See the city and see kind of what it looks like at night. Which is what I think I'm most curious about. Already getting people complaining about not enough workers. You'd have to imagine that that would start going away because I mean, the RCI is crazy. Right. It's telling me that I need to put in more job opportunities because yeah, that's cool. I like that. What time did the parks close in my city? Look at that. All the kids out super late at night. Uh-oh. crisis averted? It's like question mark. Yeah, it looks good. Oh, and there's a fire at night. Very cool. Yeah, see, that is one thing. It's very flat. Wish there's a little bit more of an elevation change. I fear... What's going on here? Why does that look kind of plooty? That's not a word. Let me look at my overlay here. No, there's no pollution. This is super bad. That looks okay. I wonder... I think that it is about time for me to end, because I'm starting to fade, I'm getting quiet, and I think this was good. I think that I'm really digging, especially this area, how the city looks at night. Crime rate is still relatively low. So that's good. Yeah, I like how everything's kind of looking. I'm really excited to kind of plan out and figure out how I want this section to kind of go. Because I think this is going to be the next big area that I start developing. And then kind of add in over here as this goes. Yeah, I think that that's going to be it for tonight. Everyone that came out, thanks for coming and hanging out. I do think that I'm going to upload this one. The last stream I did not, and I think that's going to stay that way. I think that's going to kind of become another lost episode. So, but yeah, if you are interested in checking out any of the past videos, they are on my YouTube page, which if you kind of go down below and click on the link, it takes you right there. And like I was saying earlier, I have streamed EverQuest, if that's MMORPGs or your thing. You can check out, I don't think I have any streams up there, but I do have videos up there of me playing that. So you can check that out. And yeah, hopefully I can get another video in next week. Next week's going to be a little crazy. We're starting to get ready for vacation, which is going to be the week after, so obviously I'm not going to have anything coming out that week. And next week might also be a little dicey because, like I said, we're going to start getting things ready, and when you have a family of 4, that takes more than a little bit. So yeah, like I said, thanks for coming out. If you are here now and you come out next time, remind me to fix this, because that's terribly bad. I think I need to add another street. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do there. Another thing to think about for next time. But yeah, anyway, thanks for coming out, and I will definitely see you next time.